Hi friends, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our Europe digital maps. You'll notice in your slideshow, you have a blank map of Europe. The hard part about Europe is not all, a lot of the countries are very small. And a lot of the maps that you can find show a lot of the ocean because we need all of these tiny ones up here too. So it's a little bit spread out and a little bit more condensed. What I'm going to recommend when you're labeling your map is that you use the zoom in feature. So if you go over here to your tools, you can zoom. You can just zoom in and out until you're happy with it, or you could choose like 100 or something like that. And it will be a lot easier to label. So when you're labeling your countries for this digital map, you're probably going to have to use the line tool a lot. So remember, all these tools up here are options for you when labeling. So you can use the text box tool and type in whatever you'd like. And then you could grab a line if you want, and you could draw that to whatever country you're labeling. You can also use the shape tool if you insert a shape and label that way too. If you are able to fit it right in here, you might have to change the size. Obviously, I'm just typing in letters, but you might have to change the size to make it fit how you want it to. You can also fill in the shapes if that's something you want to do too. We're going to be adding physical features next week. So you'll see you have a slide of countries that you're going to map. Okay. Yes, Europe has a lot of countries, so it is going to take a little bit. That's okay. When you're done with each one, you could just delete it, or well, that might maybe don't delete it because you might want to check and double check that you did that one. If you click format and click text, you could click strike through, and then it looks like it's like crossed off. That's an option. Or you could click the little highlight tool and just highlight it. That just helps you keep track of which ones you've already mapped. Okay, so all the countries are on slide number 2. Like I said, a lot of countries, so it is going to take a little bit. Slide number 3 and 4 are physical features. So we are going to do physical features next week. So you can kind of ignore these for now. But that's why we're not turning our maps in until next week, because we're going to add some of the physical features at that point. So right now, you are just mapping countries, and all the countries are listed on slide number 2. Just make sure you're using that zoom feature over here with a little magnifying glass. Otherwise, you are going to struggle to see what you're mapping and what you're not mapping. Okay? If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, next week after we're done adding physical features, I will give you directions on where we are going to submit it.